Well, it's been about 10 months since I last made a video on this stupid thing. I guess it's time we do that. Greetings and citations, everyone. So yeah, it's been 10 months since I last made a video on this car. And basically nothing's happened since. When I did the video of me buying it, you know, came back here, then a couple weeks later, after I put the wheels on it, I decided to take it to a car show. Fucking passenger side wheel fell off, knocking the fender out of place, so that's something I gotta fix now. Went to the car show, had some fun with it, drove it back home, and then a couple weeks later it went back to my buddy's place. And it sat there all summer until his dad told me to get it out of there, and we tow trucked it back here. When we got it back here, it went in this spot behind the garage where my truck used to be parked, and it's literally been untouched since, other than me digging it out. As you can see, all the parts I pulled out of it and all the tools are still in the back of this thing. Here's the new transmission. I believe it's another AOD. Hopefully the guy didn't lie to me. Here's a drive shaft I pulled out, cross member. What's left of the exhaust. That H-pipe's actually in good condition still, so I'm going to reuse that. Close. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys the new game plan. Open! Alright, so here's the new plan. I'm going to pull the hood off, pull the front fascia off, well actually not the fascia, the whole front clip, and then pull the whole motor and transmission as a unit. Why am I doing that, you might ask? Well, one, the bolts holding this thing in, which is just the bell housing bolts, the starter, and the torque converter, starter stripping out, bell housing bolts I can't reach, so I'm just going to pull this as a unit and work on it out of the car. While it's out, I can also delete some stuff, like the AC compressor, because it's not being used, and I kind of want to make this engine bay look nicer than it does. It looks like a rat's nest. The other thing I'd like to do while the motor's out is put these in there. Those are shorty headers I picked up for 60 bucks, and it came with this Y pipe, which I'm not going to use because it's for one of these trucks, so I'm going to throw it in here eventually, once I actually get it running right and fix the problems with it. We put a new heater core in it after it exploded in the middle of summer, and after we did that, my steering column shakes because we had to take the dash out and put the bolt back in, and the brakes are gone, so I need to bleed the brake system. Anyway, enough of the F1 shitty. Back to this thing. I plan to start this thing in a couple weeks, once I get some of my other projects dealt with. First, I gotta get my brother's Honda CR-V worked on. The oil needs to be changed. And two, if you remember the black and white Cherokee that was in one of my last videos, well, I'll show you what's being done to it right now. Please forgive the shitty lighting, but I'm having to weld floor pans of this thing for the owner. The rust goes all the way from where the firewall is all the way to the back seat, so I have to cut all this out and put in new steel, which thankfully I have. You can't see it, but it's behind this fridge here. I also got a new seat bracket, which I have to weld in after I grind off the welds and extra bits left from me tearing it out. And of course put some structural reinforcement in. So yeah, once those two things are done, I'm going to place some musical cars, put my station wagon there, move the truck there, and clean the driveway up just a little bit, and rearrange the cars so I can fit that and the CR-V up here. Before I end this video, I'd like to talk about 3 things I want to do to this car once I get it running again. First things first, rewrap or replace the steering wheel. As you can see, the leather is coming off, so I'm either going to send it out to get rewrapped, rewrap it myself following Chris Fix's video, or just get a new steering wheel entirely. Either a replacement I find on eBay, or a aftermarket one. I'll figure that out when I get there. Second thing, delete the column shift. Now, street driving, a column shift is fine, but in drag racing, you want to manually shift your transmission, and a column shift isn't the way you really want to do it. So my plan is to get a B&M ratchet shifter and either get one of those long ones that mount to my floor, or get one of the column mount ones and since I don't have a column, bolt a bracket to the floor, have some box tubing come up from that bracket and then back to about here so I can shift from there. It's just an idea. I'll figure that whole thing out when I get there. And the third thing I'll show you now. Third thing I like to do is clean up these old Ford wheels and throw them on the station wagon. Now, why did I get a second set of wheels when my 5 spokes already work? Well, these were 40 bucks and I couldn't pass them up. 2, they were 70 Ford wheels, so why not? Obviously, I'm not going to throw them on as is because the rubber is dry rotted past the point where even I won't drive on them. And 2, they're all rusty. So I plan to make a short video in the future of me stripping these down, taking these trim pieces off, completely stripping the thing of rust and paint, and then getting it powder coated, then reassembling it all, put fresh rubber on it, and then throw on the station wagon. If I don't like them, I'll just sell them off, but you know, it's still a fun side project to do. Well, there's the plan I have for this thing in the coming months. I hope you all enjoyed me ranting about this thing for 5 minutes, and well, thanks for watching.